gotta make sacrifices for what you really want. There's something in life that you want. You want to live a life where you're always at peace, or at least at peace 90% of the time. You're not gonna be able to be at peace most of the time if every time you get something, you're not satisfied. Or every time you experience something new, you want something else to experience. Yes, in this human experience, we want change. We want something that's going to bring a level of fullness into our life, something more. But we can't experience more if we're always wanting more, if that makes sense. You want something, and that's what's pushing you away from having something. Because you look at this thing as something outward. You see its value and you put so much energy on this thing outside of you, and that's what's making you not really see its true value. But really, this thing that you want in life is just like any other thing. You want an apartment that is much nicer than your current apartment. You want different utilities. You want trash pickup. You want to be in a high rise. You want more freedom. You want to travel everywhere. You want to have the job that you want, but you really don't want it to feel like a job. You don't want it to feel like a burden. You want to go to work, and you want your work to be something you're passionate about. That's where most people get stuck. They want so many things out of life, but they aren't willing to figure out what they're passionate about. If you want all of these things, but you feel like you're gonna get these things by coming into the job that you hate, don't expect to be at peace. Of course, you gotta make sacrifices, especially if you have children. You can't just be sloppy with the decisions that you make. You can't just get up and say, boom, I'm done working this job. I don't have any type of backup plan whatsoever. I have no goal to lean on. I have nothing that's going to direct me to getting more money and having stability for my family. If you're making decisions based on impulse, yes, expect to fail. Of course, everybody has to go through failure. You have to go through a learning process to get better. But there's a way of doing things. You can do something that's a risk, but not put yourself in a bind. You can do something that might hurt your pockets a little bit, but it's not gonna completely hurt your pockets. It might set you back a tiny bit, but it was worth trying this thing because you've learned something from it. You can learn anything in this world, but you have to apply yourself. You have to be willing to make the mistakes that most people aren't willing to make. You have to be okay with being indifferent, because most people are gonna say, man, I'm not about to do that. I've seen so many people fail trying to do that. What makes me different? Why am I gonna even begin to step towards that way? I wanna be successful. I wanna do real estate, but I don't think I'm ready to do real estate. This isn't me speaking from my personal desire, but this is just an example. I want to do this thing, but I'm afraid to do this thing because what if I fail? So what? You fail. You're learning something. As long as you don't put yourself in a position to where you lose everything and you put your family in a hole, what is there that you're really losing? You might lose a piece of yourself, a piece of your dignity, a piece of your pride. You might feel regret in a moment, but you're learning something. You might learn why you feel that regret. You might learn why you were holding on to pride. You might learn these things that will be of value to you in a future moment. Now you know how to carry yourself. You know what to do and what not to do. What led you to success and what led you to failure. And now you understand everything that you need to get to the next level. You were just at level 1. You learn all of these things on level 1. Now you're on level 2. And that's how the game works. It's a process, trial and error. Everybody's going through it. When you were a baby, you had to learn how to walk.